The parking spot. Beth closes her eyes and rolls over, moving away from the bright light of her phone. Or maybe she's avoiding the digital display of the calendar reminder. She set the reminder more than 11 months ago, but Beth didn't need the reminder to remember what she had to do today. Beth settles into her soft pillow, drawing the warm blankets up around her neck. It's only 5 in the morning. She can sleep for a few more hours, but like most nights over the past year, sleep isn't so easy. But still, she can try. Beth must have dozed off, though, because the alarm rather than the tightly wound thoughts rouses her. It's just after 7. It's time to get up and face what would no doubt be a very long day. It's time to move the car. Beth's sister Eliza parked the car. Eliza is also Beth's twin. Apparently, their mother had loved the name Elizabeth so much that when she found out she was having twin girls, she decided to, like her womb, split the name in two. It was this satiated act of sharing that followed the sisters all their lives. The girls shared everything: toys, food, a room, and even a bed. There was never a one for you and a one for you handout. There was only ever one for both. One cookie, one teddy bear, one mother, one I love you. Of course, there wasn't much money either. Perhaps this was the route of a single identity for two individuals. Perhaps not. It takes Beth 45 minutes to get ready. She dawdles a little bit, spending most of her time packing a sandwich and snacks for her trip. It's not important what outfit Beth wears today, only that she makes the 9:30 train and remembers the key. Beth makes her departure time with time to spare. She sees a nearby coffee cafe and waits. Her mind drifts to Eliza and the last time they were together. Please, Beth, Eliza pleaded through puffy and swollen eyes. Please understand. Eliza hadn't needed to plead with Beth. Beth understood more than Eliza had intended for her to understand. After all, Beth had been the one to set Eliza and Tom up on their first date. Beth thought they would be a good match. Looking back to a simpler time, Beth cannot recall why, exactly, she thought Tom would be a good match for her sister. Most likely, it had been everything to do with the fact that Tom was simply Ted's best friend. Ted is Beth's ex. At the time, Beth thought that she was in love with Ted. She thought they would get married, but the relationship started to fizzle when Beth graduated from law school. By the time they broke up, Eliza and Tom were already planning their wedding. Out of their mutual affection for Eliza and Tom, Beth and Ted remained cordial, but still, it wasn't easy to know that Ted found someone new. It certainly wasn't easy to sit across from Ted's fiancé at Thanksgiving dinner. It was even harder to watch Eliza and Ted's wife become friends. Perhaps that's why Beth had been distracted in seeing the changes in her sister. With Tom, Eliza became different. At first, the changes were subtle: new haircut, more modest clothing, less cursing, but after a while, the changes grew more overt to Beth. Eliza didn't call very much. She stopped checking in, and even more alarming to Beth, she stopped sharing. Whenever Beth and Eliza talked, Eliza was always the one to talk. She would go on and on about anything and everything that happened during the day, but soon after Tom and Eliza's wedding, Eliza talked less. Whenever Beth would ask how her day was, Eliza would simply answer, "Fine." Last year, Beth noticed the biggest change in Eliza yet. She seemed sad. So Beth did the only thing that she could think of to help. She booked a weekend away for the two of them. One hotel room, one bed. With the familiarity of the closeness of her sister, Beth had hoped to give Eliza the safe space she needed. She hoped Eliza would talk, and she did. Beth was not at all prepared to hear what Eliza had to say. Tom was not a good husband, not actually a nice man. The first night and day were filled with explanations of the past, moments in the present, and disdain for the future. Tom's controlling and abusive nature. Tom's money laundering and criminal activities. Eliza's newly discovered and secretly hidden delicate state. Eliza didn't want to stay with Tom. She certainly didn't want to raise a child with him, but she couldn't leave, could she? As a sister, a twin, a lawyer, Beth wanted to help. She had to help. It was Beth who made the plan. Beth finds her seat on the train. The ride on the train is only a few hours, but there's also a long bus ride. It will be later in the afternoon before Beth gets to the airport. She has time. Beth eats her sandwich on the train. Her hunger surprises her. Perhaps it's too many years prosecuting criminals that keeps her nerves calm. Perhaps not. By the time Beth is checking in for her rental car. It's after 2. She has traveled through 2 states. Now it's just a short ride to the airport. Beth drives to the long-term parking lot and takes her ticket. The weekly rate is posted at $30, but the daily rate is only $6.50. Beth also knows that the fee for a lost ticket is $2.50. It seems excessive, but far less than the $1,500 red flag fee for freeing Eliza's car. Beth knows exactly where Eliza's car is parked. She parks nearby just in case the battery needs a charge. She extracts the key from her pocket and presses the button. The car unlocks. A good sign. Tom always liked new cars and made sure that he and Eliza drove the latest and greatest models every 2 years. Of all the things that went missing 11 months ago, Beth considers that Tom was the most distraught about the car. Beth is amazed at how much the car still holds the faint smell of her sister. She inhales deeply and starts the car, moving slowly towards the pay machine. She inserts a ticket, pays the $6.50, and heads to the exit gate. She parks the car in short-term parking. Very short-term. She knows that the airport authorities will flag her car by tomorrow. That is the plan. Eliza has an 11-month head start. Beth finds the airport bus that takes her to the long-term parking lot. She accepts and pays the penalty for the lost ticket. It seems like a very small price to pay for her sister's freedom. Beth begins the long drive back. She plans to return the car to the airport closer to her house, to the house where Eliza lived. She knows that tomorrow will be another long day. Tom, who has been absent from Beth's life for a better part of the last 6 months, will no doubt stop by. He will have questions. Beth will not have answers. And she knows that the return of the car will, for Tom, be a satisfactory end. Its value is more than what he knows Eliza took. But still, there's a possibility that Tom may investigate. Most likely not. He has met someone new now. As Beth crosses the border into her home state, her mind wanders again. She remembers their childhood. It really wasn't so bad. As a matter of fact, it was quite good. Beth smiles. No matter what, she will always be a part of her sister. 2 girls with 1 name.